You guys ever been in that awkward situation where two friends are joking around and then suddenly it gets serious? Example, the other day I'm out with some friends, right? Whoa, maybe you niggas need to chill for a little bit. Well, come break my jaw then, nigga. Damn, why didn't I stay home?
Damn, why didn't I call off of work?
I'm about to whoop everybody's ass in this mother. Hey, hold up, you ain't about to whoop my ass. Moral of the story, if you happen to be out with two friends and they start arguing, don't get in the middle of it, because you might end up having to jump one of them out in the parking lot right after. What's going on, guys? My name is Ronan Lockhart and this is Hipstyle Gaming. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day so far, evening for me right now. And without stalling too much out, guys, we're gonna jump right into this little discussion slash theory video, I guess you can call it, on what exactly is inside the black box that Luxu has been hoarding around with them this whole time, and where exactly the Kingdom Hearts series is about to turn. In other words, what direction the story is about to take place. Let's dive into it. So the first of the two would be, well, what's in the black box? Now, I have to say so myself, guys, this was not easy gathering, a lot of information on what could possibly leave a hint on what could be in this box, what the box is, what it could possibly be. And, I finally found it after doing a lot of digging and a lot of Kingdom Hearts scene watching and going through the different titles and different stories, and I finally found it, guys. What's in the black box? So look at it like this. Remember in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, where Brain and the other I guess you call them the new Union leaders, they found the room that the Master of Masters and Luxu were using to kind of, I guess, say, monitor everything that was going on in the world. Something that Brain says while he's speaking to Ephemer, Ventus, and us, the player, kind of really boggled my mind. Just look. That's when it hit me. The f***ing Matrix. Tetsuya Nomura, you sly f***ing fox. Now, some of you guys may be facepalming right now, while others of you may be confused still, like, on what the hell are you talking about? And let me just say it flat out like this. What if the whole entire Kingdom Hearts series has been taking place inside of this virtual world, which is pretty much stored inside of the black box? What if this whole time Sora, have been getting trained to actually face the real threat, which is outside of this virtual world, guys? Well, what gave me the concept of this idea is when Brain says, after the Keyblade War, those worlds that were once connected became scattered. This got me thinking, if all the worlds were scattered and all of the worlds supposedly share one sky, one destiny, wouldn't that have affected Sora's world as well too? It gets even weirder when Brain goes to say, in other words, before the Keyblade War, all Dandelion members, including us, moved from the real Daybreak Town to the Data world in the same way, and went to the future world that was developed through that data. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I specifically remember Ava saying that when the Keyblade War takes place, the wielders would be flying off onto another world, not Data world. She specifically said another world. Brain finally outlines the problem for us by saying, so here's the issue. The Daybreak Town that we're in right now, is it the real one? Or is it the Data Daybreak Town? So based on everything Brain has been saying, we could come to two very likely conclusions. Conclusion number one, we are living in a virtual world, or at least we've been playing a virtual world this whole time throughout the Kingdom Hearts series. Or conclusion number two, the virtual world and the real world are about to merge together. And if it were up to me, guys, I'd put my money on number one. We have been living in a virtual world. We have been living in the Matrix. I mean, I'm not the only one. that's been having these weird thoughts lately, right? Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
So if Kingdom Hearts is taking place in a virtual world, where how exactly did this happen? Well, simply put, Master Ava said that she wanted the dandelions to fly off to another world. Well, maybe she should have told them that it was a data world that they were going to, because by the sounds of what Brain is saying, he's a little bit confused on the fact that they're in a data world or the real Daybreak Town as well too. Could it be possible that Ava and the Master of Masters have a hidden agenda that we don't know about or we've seen yet? Or what if it's the Master of Masters who has a hidden agenda that we don't know about? Think about it like this. What if he actually wanted Ava to gather all of her strongest Keyblade wielders just to trap them in this virtual realm, in this virtual world, to keep them out of the way from getting in the way of his plan? But what reason would the Master of Masters have for wanting to keep the dandelions out of the way? Well, I've come up with two theories for that. Theory number one could possibly be the simple fact of a threat, meaning, example, Sora in the whole Kingdom Hearts series has been known to be a dull, ordinary boy in terms, brought on by Xehanort. Well, imagine if all the dandelions reached to Sora's potential. They would be a very, very, very credible threat to the Master of Masters, no matter how strong he is. And he most likely could have foresaw this too, which is why he put them in that world. To keep them out of the way while he's getting done what he needs to get done, and maybe he tricked Ava? That would make it make more sense on the conversation that her and Lucio were having when she was unable to accept, whoever it was that she was talking about, when she said no, he would never do that. Ava is having a hard time accepting that the Master would actually allow the world to end and would actually allow everything like this to happen. I mean, when I really do, or you guys really do read everything in context, it really can make it sound as if the Master of Masters actually was tricking Ava. For example, maybe he told her to gather her, Keyblade wielders with the most potential, just, so she can round up all her strongest wielders and make her the weakest union. Maybe he knew as a future insight that her union would actually be able to prevent this war from happening, thus making the Master a liar. Theory number two is pretty straightforward. I made a video stating that Sora is actually the Master of Masters. I'll leave a link of that in the description below, but let's just say that Sora is not the Master of Masters. Then theory number two would be that the Master of Masters is an entirely new character, and his reasoning for putting the dandelions into the virtual world, aka the black box, would simply be because he's trying to keep them there trapped, and out of the way. He possibly would know that, one of their descendants would in due time be Ericus, and so on would be Sora, and he knows that Sora would rise up to the occasion one day and would be the one to take him out. This would actually shed a lot of light of who the missing page from the Book of Prophecies was actually talking about, where it says, unable to permit disharmony, you will be disappointed by fate. Misreading the truth, you will venture forth in secrecy. So I don't know about you guys, but this sounds a lot like the Master of Masters to me. So the next question would be, well, what's exactly next for, the whole story of Kingdom Hearts, of the whole Kingdom Hearts series, if this theory of the virtual world is actually true? Well, to sum it up the best way possible, you guys can look at it, I guess you can say, as the Matrix. Sora would pretty much be living in this world the whole time, which he thinks is real, just to find out that the whole time the world has been a fake. Meanwhile, the real world is actually in a complete shambles and mess due to the effect of the Keyblade War that has transpired. Maybe everything is just like the Matrix and the dandelions are actually sleeping in this world but some of them can actually be woken up. Well, maybe Sora is the strongest dandelion. Maybe Sora was actually a dandelion in the past, and he just doesn't remember it due to being in the virtual world, because we've, seen now that the dandelions do lose, they have lost their memory. A pretty good amount of them have lost their memory. So maybe Sora lost his memory as well. Maybe Sora is the strongest dandelion, and all the other dandelions are trying to wake Sora up for the final fight. This would also explain what young Xehanort meant when he said that the price of the power of waking would be something very, very big. Well, maybe the price of the power of waking is, this. Sora wakes up in the real world, literally, comes to find out that the world he's been living in his whole 15-year-old existence, or 16, 17-year-old, however old he is, has actually been a virtual world. And that the real world that he's in right now, that the scene we're seeing, is actually where the real action and the real life start. That, or the next couple of Kingdom Hearts games, or the next major Kingdom Hearts game title, is actually not gonna take place in a lot of Disney worlds, or any Disney worlds. I feel that if the virtual world theory isn't actually correct, then possibly what will be up next for the game series will actually be Sora traveling through the different video game worlds. And what I mean by video game worlds will be certain RPG worlds, maybe like the Final Fantasy worlds, Verum Rex, and etc. When I seen the secret ending for Kingdom Hearts 3, I wasn't instantly sold on the idea of, oh, he's gonna be playing the Reapers game. My first initial thought was, wow, they're going to be taking a more realistic approach on Kingdom Hearts, maybe doing things like maybe having Sora travel to actual video game worlds, hence the reason why Cloud, Squall, or Leon and the others weren't in Kingdom Hearts this time, because maybe Sora's actually going to travel to their worlds, during the next Kingdom Hearts title, which would make a lot of sense seeing as the Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out. It'd be really good promo for it. So, I've been Ronan Lockhart, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and or evening and or night, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.